So at this point, I want to very briefly explain to you how you actually get to own any of the cryptocurrencies that are registered on the blockchain. It's a relatively straightforward process. The first thing you need in order to be able to do this is you need to have somehow exchange your money, fiat money like Canadian dollars, US dollars, euros for a cryptocurrency. How do you do that? Well, you would have to go to, if you do this with, but then normal fiat money, you have to go to, an exchange booth or your bank. And there's a similar system for cryptocurrencies. There are so-called cryptocurrency exchanges. You have one of them, probably the biggest ones, is Coinbase. Here in Canada, we also have own versions. One is Coin Square. Then we also have Quadriga X. You can also use Kraken. These are the ones that come to mind, but there may very well be others. The way it works is you essentially have to give them money. They can do this either by using a Visa card or a MasterCard. You can do a wire transfer, or you can do, Interact transfer. This is something specific to Canada. I should warn you that the fees are pretty high. So compared to normal currency transactions, you pay a lot more than I would normally be willing to do that. But, here we are. This is just generally how this goes. It does take some time to get your account enabled in something like Coinbase, Kraken, and so on. This is basically has to do with know your customer obligations that they have. So they're trying to make sure that you are who you say that you are not a rogue, that you're not a criminal, as much as that's possible with the information that you're willing to give them. Now, how does this generally work? So once you have sent your US dollars or your Canadian dollars into Coinbase, you can then convert it at Coinbase. They give you whatever price is available at the time. And then once you have done that, very important to understand that you actually still don't formally own the cryptocurrencies as far as the blockchain is concerned. In order for that to happen, you actually have to transfer your money out. So that's your cryptocurrency out of Coinbase or out of Quadriga X, and have it registered on the blockchain. Now, registered on the blockchain means that you have to send it to an address which is usually associated with some form of wallet. So I have a few examples here. One is Jax. It's a wallet that you can download from the App Store, and that also links with your browser. There's MetaMask. It's a very convenient wallet as a plugin for a Chrome browser, and you can use My Ether Wallet. My Ether Wallet is a paper wallet. It's a straightforward process of how you can create your own wallet, and I'm very happy to show you that after the class. Now, before anybody gets too excited, I'm putting here the respective wallet addresses that I have, just so you see that these are actually real things, and you can use these numbers by all means and check what I have on the blockchain. No, just to make sure nobody gets excited, this wallet here has particular information, which if this would be my own wallet, it would be you have to have the ability to steal from me, but this is not my wallet. This is just a general picture I pulled off of the internet. All right. So now if you download the set of slides or access the set of slides that I have prepared, which I invite you to do, they are stored under slides.com under my moniker AP248. There is also a short in-class demonstration of how you can do how you can do a transfer based on just my cell phone. Okay, so now what information can you find about me? So I've already given you my addresses such as they are. You can see here 0x da 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 da. This is my particular address for my I think it's my Jax account. What you can do is you can go to a website. It's called etherscan.io. And on etherscan.io, you can type in this address or copy paste that address up here in this search bar. And then what you will see is everything that I have ever done in terms of transactions. It's a very pitiful account. As you can see, it only has about $8 worth of, or $8 worth of Ether in it, and I haven't done a single transaction. Why? Well, because this is what I use to demonstrate stuff in class. Now, I just want to push this one step further, right? So I mentioned very early on that you can use, that people will use, or this is at least my prediction, that people will use the blockchain to issue financial securities. Financial securities are bonds, stocks, and so on and so forth. Really, what they are is just an item which has a name attached to it, and that people can trade on an exchange. Now, in the current real world, of course, there's huge limitations to this of what you can do, and rightfully so. You want to protect consumers, you want to protect investors, you want them to have confidence in markets. you want to know what it is that you're actually trading, and there is some rights and laws associated with this. I just want you to understand how simple these things are on a blockchain, in particular on the public blockchain. So here's a website. It's called tokenfactory.search.sh. What you can do there is you can, together with having a registered account like MetaMask or the like, you can create your own token. Now I'm not going to do the demo here, but all that is really required is that you put in these pieces of information. So how many do you want to have? What are they associated with? Give the name of your company if you want. Put in some decimal places. If and one ether has 1 to the power 18th as a total supply, as the decimal places, and then you can give it a ticker symbol if you want. And once you do that, basically it takes just a few minutes until these token contracts are registered on the blockchain, and at that point you have essentially something that you could think about it as a stock and then trade it as a stock. Now I'm going to take this one step further. All of these tokens can be traded directly. And when I say directly, I mean entirely without the involvement of an exchange. Now, if you think back 5 minutes when I showed how complicated it is to do a stock trade, the point here I want to make is the following. You can write what's called a smart contract, which is essentially would be like an escrow, where you say, I'm willing to sell, let's say, 100 of my tokens. Let's call these the Andreas Park token. And I'm willing to sell them at, say, $10 each. I can register that contract on the blockchain, and then people can send money, means access that particular contract, right? So all of this will be totally transparent. There would be an address where you send money to. Once that address receives money, means Ether, it will transfer directly out the token, which also will have an address, to your account, which is the address where the money came from. That all of that will happen automatically, and it will happen instantaneously, so to speak, subject to the approval of the time it takes to have it registered on the blockchain. None of this involves an exchange. Now here I have a website, it's called EtherDelta, where in the top corner here you see the term smart contract, where essentially they give you the codes for contracts that allow you to do these trades. So all that you need to do is you have to fill in the right information for these contracts, have them registered on the blockchain. You can not use this website, just download it and do it yourself for all they care. And then what this black website does, it scans the blockchain for contracts of that kind. So in other words, this is not an entity which takes, this EtherDelta is not an entity which takes deposits. All of this is entirely decentralized on the blockchain. No exchanges, no brokers, no accounts. Everything is on this blockchain. Now, if this is not disintermediation, then I don't know what is.